Welcome to Fantastic Vision. Please subscribe us before you watch today's video. Since the emergence of Huawei's Kirin chips and 5G, the market share of American companies such as Qualcomm and Apple has been continuously squeezed in the domestic market, especially in the field of 5G, where Huawei has directly crushed a number of old communication giants such as Qualcomm, Ericsson and Nokia, and has made 5G the world's number one. In order to consolidate its hegemony in the field of science and technology, and safeguard the core interests of American companies, the United States has launched comprehensive sanctions against Chinese companies such as Huawei since 2019. From the entity list to chip rules, this series of measures has beaten Huawei to pieces, and even fell into the dilemma of no chips available, which can be said to be both realistic and helpless. In fact, with the continuous development of Chinese science and technology, China has risen strongly in chip design and packaging and testing in recent years, and has reached the international leading level. But there has always been a shortcoming in the field of chip manufacturing. That is, it has not yet developed its own high-end lithography machine. So when TSMC cut off supply to Huawei, there was no manufacturer in China that could manufacture advanced Kirin chips for Huawei. But even if Huawei's Kirin chip is in trouble, the United States has no intention of stopping. Instead, it has launched comprehensive sanctions against China's technology industry, and has successively included more than 1,000 Chinese companies such as Inspur and SMIC in the entity list, which is very shameless. In addition, in order to completely block China's chips at the 14 nanometers process, the United States has also reached a three-party agreement with Japan and the Netherlands to prohibit Nikon, Canon and ASML from exporting high-end lithography machines to the mainland market. Not only that, with the rapid development of China's electric vehicle industry, and ranking first in the world for 9 consecutive years, the United States has also wooed the European Union to impose tariffs on China's electric vehicles some time ago, attempting to restrict the development of China's electric vehicle industry. It has to be said that in order to stop China's rise in the field of science and technology, the United States has been doing everything it can in recent years. The good news is that in the face of the United States' frequent and unreasonable sanctions, China has not blindly tolerated it, but directly launched a counterattack. For example, last year China imposed export controls on technologies, such as photovoltaic silicon wafers and LiDAR systems, and then conducted a security review on Micron's products in the United States. In the end, Micron's products were banned from sale in the mainland market, because they did not pass the security review. It can be said that these two countermeasures caught the mainland and the United States off guard. But even so, the United States still did not learn its lesson. Instead, it asked Japan and the Netherlands to further tighten the scope of export controls on lithography machines, and even asked them not to provide China with after-sales service for lithography machines. China immediately fought back, and once again, imposed export controls on the two metal elements gallium and germanium, the core raw materials for manufacturing semiconductors. This move can be said to have hit the 7 inches of the United States directly. After all, once China fully restricts the export of these two elements, the semiconductor industry in the United States, Japan and the Netherlands will usher in a catastrophe. Although the United States kept a low profile for a while after that, it soon began to target China again. According to a report by Beijing News on June 12, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security issued a statement on June 11, which was to include 3 Chinese companies in the so-called entity list on the grounds of involving Xinjiang, prohibiting them from importing products from the U.S. market. You must know that the development of Xinjiang in recent years is obvious to all, and Xinjiang is Chinese territory. So what does it have to do with Americans? Therefore, even the spokesperson of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Lin Jian, said that the United States once again used the method of concocting and spreading rumors to impose illegal sanctions on Chinese companies. The means are very despicable, and China firmly opposes it. I thought I could take this opportunity to discredit China, but what kept Biden awake all night was that China's move this time would be so ruthless. Just on August 15, China's Ministry of Commerce and the General Administration of Customs jointly announced an important decision, that is, from September 15 this year, metal antimony and its related items will be subject to export controls. That is, metal antimony will not be freely exported to the European and American markets. As we all know, antimony is a very rare metal like rare earth, and its content in the entire crust is only 1/1,000,000th. Antimony is also known as the industrial panacea, and is the core raw material for manufacturing weapons and ammunition. However, judging from the current global antimony reserves ranking, China and Russia are tied for first place in the world. Once China imposes export controls on metal antimony, the U.S. military industry chain will inevitably suffer a huge impact. As for the United States, which relies on the war to resell arms, if it cannot import metal antimony in large quantities, it will not be able to produce more weapons and ammunition, and its national defense will be greatly affected. It can be said that China's countermeasures this time have once again hit the 7 inches of the United States. In this regard, even foreign media have said, "I didn't expect China to be so ruthless this time." As the saying goes, there will be rain when the sky is crazy, and there will be disaster when people are crazy. The United States thinks that it can run rampant around the world with the 3 major hegemonies of technology, the US dollar, and the military, frequently interfere in the affairs of other countries, and suppress other countries' technology companies without reason. However, with China's several countermeasures, the United States finally shot itself in the foot. Now Huawei has returned strongly, and the production capacity and export volume of domestic chips have also skyrocketed. China is achieving a breakthrough, and with China's continuous countermeasures, the U.S. domestic industry chain will also usher in bitter fruit. According to this trend, its technology industry will inevitably decline. Please like if you agree.